Uh-oh, look at this. You're here and I'm pleased because I sure did miss your company. Welcome to the Just Saying podcast with me, Danny. We're still really not supposed to be talking about TV, but these are the things that I've still been watching. um, I I'm still watching Hijack with Idris Elba. It is a good show. It's on Apple TV. I'm still watching no, The Crowded Room on Apple TV as well. I don't think that that's over. I think that there's still another episode left. So good, y'all. If y'all have Apple TV, it's so good. I binge watched Survival of the Thickest. Really cute show, y'all. Y'all should check that out. That's on Netflix. Y'all should check that out. And I went back because a lot of stuff isn't new. I decided to watch a show called Your Honor. I think it's on Showtime. I'm not really sure. I'm watching it on Prime, so I don't really remember what it's on, but it's called Your Honor and it's good, y'all. Now I'm on the second season and it's starting to be like, okay, when's this over, for me, to be honest with you? But that first season, for real. And I don't know how many seasons there are, but I'm on season 2 and it's interesting, but it's not as good as season 1, but that's typical, right? That's all I'm watching. I'm also watching YouTube. Do y'all watch the Terrell show on YouTube? He's still going, so I think the YouTube people can still do their shows. So I am watching the Terrell show. I'm watching also Candy from Escape and The Housewives. She has a show on YouTube called Speak on It, and I'm watching that. She just had Bondi Blue on there, and when I first started watching Bondi Blue, it was like early in her YouTube career, and I thought I liked her, but then she started to like hit a space where I was just like, I don't know if I like her. And then I saw that she connected up with Tasha K, and that's when I was really like, I don't think I like her. Because a lot of what Tasha K was doing, I thought was messy, but it wasn't really my thing. But it was like, okay, if that's her lane, unwind with Tasha K. That was cute and fine. That's the market that she's in. And it wasn't really for me, but I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But then when the Cardi B thing came and I realized that Tasha K was willing to lie to put herself out there, I just was like, I don't rock with that. And then I was disappointed in Bondi that she would link up with Tasha K right when all of this court stuff was happening, and Bondi was like, yeah, let me link my name to this name. I was like, oh, I kind of see what side of the fence you stand on, and I didn't like that. And so when I saw her on Candy's show to speak on it, I felt like she was to me, it just kind of felt like she was hitting on the woman. Like she just wanted to keep putting it out there like, oh, I do like women. I'm allowed to date women. I'm allowed to have, that allowed in that she's married and they have come to, her and her husband have come to an agreement that they allow they allow each other to have moments with other people should they want to. And I felt like this was really a ploy to be able to try to get into that Todd and Candy bed. And it just kind of seemed like too much for me. But, if you want to watch it, fine. If you still a Bondi Blue fan. Now, I'm not saying that I don't like her. I am saying that I'm disappointed in that link up, though. I didn't think Bondi was that girl, but I guess she is, because that's where she was. And, sometimes I feel like sometimes I need to be careful about what I say about certain people that I feel like I might be able to find myself in rooms and spaces with, because I don't want to turn around and be like, girl, I didn't really mean that. But I am saying, like, I was shocked that she, connected herself with Tasha K. Would I be willing to have a conversation with Tasha K even? Yes, I would be willing to have a conversation with her. But I would be fearful. Even Bondi said, like, when she got a call from Tasha, she was just a little bit nervous, like, what you calling for? Because we know that she has been willing to lie and put lies out to further her name in her platform. So I don't know, that makes me a little nervous. But I am watching the Candy show, Speak on it. I really don't watch the Housewives like I used to, but I get all the tea because I watch Speak on it. Who else am I watching on there? There's a show called I can't think of it. It's always like four people making the same meal, and everybody tests it out, to rate each other on it. I watch those a lot on YouTube, and right now I'm watching catfish videos because I don't have no dates, and I'm like, at this point, catfish me. Okay, at this point, catfish me. I'll talk to you for 3 years on the internet. Like, I'll talk to you for 3 years, text message, won't never got to meet. That's fine. Just say nice words to me and let me go to bed with a good night boo. Like, at this point, like, give me, catfish me. Anybody. Okay, or can I go on a date? Like, I would like to go on a date in the next two months. My birthday coming up. Who want to take me on a date? Who want to take me on a date? I thought I was on a date the other day. Like, shut up, y'all. Shut up. Okay, just shut your face. I thought I was on a date. I thought it was an ice cream date, right? I asked the person, I put myself out there and was like, you want to go get ice cream with me? Because, it's hot outside. And I got a couple of dollars. You can get two scoops. Get 2 scoops and a waffle cone if you want to. And they did, right? And so, in my mind, I'm thinking, this is cute. We on a little date, whatever. And we wasn't. I won't tell you how I realized it wasn't a date. It was just, they was like, we friends hanging out. And I was like, oh, hey, friend. But okay, it don't matter. But that's what I'm watching. I'm watching those shows. But watch the Terrell show for real on thingy. It's the word association song show, so it's real cute. And he be having a lot of your favorites on there, a lot of your favorite people on there. So go on there and watch the Terrell show. Run his numbers up. He already has a lot of numbers, but run his numbers up even more if you ain't ever seen his show. It's great. It is great. And yes, I look forward to that show every week. And when they go on their breaks, I'd be like, dang, what do we watch now? Because I'm a YouTube fan. So that's what I got going on. Again, the strike is happening. We do stand with the writers and the actors. They do deserve the money, and especially the writers, but even the actors, because a lot of actors do not make a lot of money. They are paycheck to paycheck and out here to entertain us. There's just a select few people who make a lot of money, but if you ever pay attention to a lot of shows, there's a lot of people, or a lot of movies, there are a lot of people whose names you don't know, and those people are not making a lot of money, and they are still entertaining us. So we are standing with those people so that they can get more money, especially since we're streaming the shows that they're watching, that they're on. So, just stand with them and, what is it called? Wait, just wait. What is it called? Just wait for this to all pan out. And I hope it pans out in the favor of the people who deserve this, this increase. And, we across the board, people deserve more money, and we should be able to get more money to live at this point. Just living is just too daggone hard and all those things. But that's what I'm watching. And that's all the time. That's all the stuff I got time to watch. I don't have time. I don't know. If y'all are watching more stuff, let me know where the time is. But I also work crazy hours, so that's probably part of it. Anyway, if y'all have a good show, hit me up. Let me know a show to watch. I think we just at the end of this Carly Russell situation. She done been found out to be a liar, then had to admit that she lied, and turned herself in because she had charges pending. The charges are something like falsifying a crime and something else like that. Like, it's all based on the fact that she lied about it. It's just lying to the police, pretty much. Now, I know a lot of people want her to be charged with something else, but I don't know what else would it be that she would be charged with. What would that be? We don't know, because even though this was, what do I want to say, emotional for a lot of people, and people put their heart into this because they wanted this girl to be found, there's no crime for tugging on people's heartstrings. Like, there's no crime for that. So she's going to probably see a year in jail if she go to jail. I'm feeling like her lawyer will be able to get some kind of probation for her, but there's not, I don't see a lot of jail time. There was a story that was not the same, but it was the most similar to hers, where there was a woman who lied in 2016 about being kidnapped, and she went missing. I want to say for 2-3 days herself, maybe a week. Either way, there was like a long search for her, and they found out she was just at an ex-boyfriend's house. She didn't want to be with her husband anymore, so she ended up calling a long-lost boyfriend, like not even somebody she had been with. She reached out to somebody that she dated like way back in high school, and told him that she was in an abusive relationship and she needed to hide out. So he let her, not knowing that she was lying, about being kidnapped and whatnot. Well, once that story got... They investigated and all types of stuff. She lied and let the lie ride for like 4 years, and then somebody just confessed and was like, she was over at Fred's house. I don't know. And she got 18 months. And she got 18 months for letting it go on so long because they were investigating this kidnapping for like 4 years. And sis got 18 months. So I don't think that Carly's going to get a lot of time. I mean, the other woman was Caucasian, and when it comes to the races, the time ain't fair. But even if she get 18 months, she ain't going to serve the whole 18, so it won't matter. I just feel like it was a nice, juicy story for the summertime. We always need a summertime, juicy story. And since the writers and the actors are on strike, we don't got good TV. So it was good TV. It was good TV. Sis gave us she gave us a plot, right? And I don't think that we're going to hear from her anytime soon why she really did it. Because to be honest with you, nothing going to sound right. Anything she say going to sound stupid, and she know. Because I've done it and you've done it. So many of us done it, especially in our 20s. We did stuff that in the moment seemed real smart. Ooh, this going to kill him. We going to knock him out with this. But then when it comes to fruition, it's really dumb. And then if we had to like say it out loud, it's just like, this is stupid. Never mind. I'm not even going to say it. Just call me what you want. Blame it on me. Say it's my fault. Y'all know, like, it's just leave it there. Like, say that I left you outside in the cold with a broken heart. Like, that's all you got to worry about. So that's what Carly said. Like, as long as it's over. That's what Carly said. She was like, look, as long as it's over, y'all can blame it on me. I don't care. Okay? And did y'all see her mugshot? That mugshot said, I mean, it is what it is. Because her mugshot is so cute. It looked like she took a selfie in her bathroom. Like she just got done or was getting ready to start her skin routine. Like, it didn't look like a mugshot of despair. It just looked like, so there's that. Now, what I am confused about is why is the ex-boyfriend going and making appearances at clubs and whatnot? Like, what he do? What he do? Why did I see, like, there was a flyer and he was supposed to be flued out somewhere and then they canceled or something? And I'm just like, what is he, why do we care what he did? Because at the end of the day, what it seemed like was that this was about the fact that he cheated on her with somebody. And so I'm like, so we want to see the strip? We want to see the cheater? Like, what is that? Did he still not cheat? Because I still feel like he still cheated. Or at least that's what the stories say. So, I think we've come to the end of this. I'm sure there's going to be a quick blurb on like the Shade Room or something about her sentence, but this ain't going to be nothing. It's not going to be nothing. And everybody going to be like, oh, like, you know, in any Spike Lee movie, there's a scene where the whole cast be like, oh, and that's going to be what we going to get. That's it. But, you know, I'm sure there's going to be some more drama soon. So we'll wait for that. They saying that Lizzo done abused her people, her dancers. Apparently, her dancers then came out. I think it's 2 or 3 ex-dancers who are saying that they were sexually harassed and body shamed while they were on tour with Lizzo. I want to say that there was a stylist or a manager or somebody in that type of position that was saying also that yes, that she was mean, that Lizzo was mean. And I want to say this. I don't know anybody who is, you know, I put Lizzo in the lower end of a megastar. Like, is she Beyonce? No. But is like, you know, is she like the Nicki Minaj? No. But is she under that? Yeah, like she next level, you know, megastar. People know her, okay? And I want to say that I don't think you get to these stages by being nice. Now, I'm not saying it's okay that these people were treated that way. What I'm saying is I'm not shocked, because I don't know who in any of these spaces in life don't have that story that the people who work for them are like, it ain't fun over here, you know? And I just don't think that you can be. If anybody could name somebody that we know as a megastar, a multimillionaire, you know, very high up in their career I'm saying in the entertainment business, but you know, if you know anybody who's a CEO or anything like that, let me know that the ones who don't have any people coming behind and being like, oh, it's not fun over there. It is not nice over there. They some hot messes over there. Like, I think that that's just how it works. Again, not excusing it. I'm just not shocked. I don't know how you get there and you're nice to everybody, because you got to step on people. You got to push people. You got to dismiss people to elevate yourself to such status. I know people want to be like, you don't got to be mean like that. You don't want to think that you do, but I think that you do. Because I ain't seen it nowhere. I ain't seen it nowhere where the people who names we know ain't done some mess. For real. For real. I ain't never seen it. So I'm not shocked. The body shaming, I know that people want to be like, she been doing all of this, you know, body positive, all these things. I can't believe that she would make somebody feel away. And I'm still not shocked. I'm still not shocked because I don't know the full story, but I do think that there would be, if you have people who are your dancers, I do think that there would be some type of negativity towards the people who are performing with you as to what you expect from them. And I don't think that it ever really comes off nice from the person who is the headlining name to their staff. I'm not shocked that people would be put in unfavorable positions. That's just me. As far as the sexual harassment, I feel like the industry does not shock me that that's what is happening. Again, I'm not excusing her for it. I am saying that I am not shocked that I'm hearing it. I'm not shocked that in an industry of entertainment that there's sexual harassment. So none of this has been confirmed. It is right now still a rumor. It is still just word of mouth from what I understand. I don't know if any people have confirmed this. I'm not saying I don't believe it, because again, this is the industry for said things. So, if this is true, I feel sorry for these dancers and any other dancers who are experiencing this with her or any other artist. But I'm going to wait just a little while, only because we also have to remember that not only do I believe them on one hand because they're saying that it happened to them, but also I reserve the right to wait a little longer to condemn anyone, because a lot of times when people are no longer in a production, they will say negative things about their former employee that may not be true. Okay. And so I don't know either way, but because I don't know it. What I'm saying is, sometimes people will say things because they're no longer working there, and sometimes people will stop working somewhere because the things have happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some people who will be like, oh, I don't work here anymore, let me tell y'all, over there it's bad, don't go over there. And there's other people who will be like, I don't want to work here anymore because of this thing, right? And I don't know which story it is. I don't know if these are former employees and now they want to tell some, expose, or are these people who left because of these conditions. So, we'll wait and see, I guess, just a little while, because it's all over the internet right now. And everybody, people have been wanting, people come for Lizzo anyway, and they really just come for her because she's fat and she famous. And that's really the problem. Like, a lot of people just don't like that Lizzo has the audacity to be famous like she is, and be fat and black. Like, you should, why would you dare? And people don't like that. And because people don't like that she has the audacity to be fat and not want to change her body for them, even though if she had weight loss surgery or if she went on a crazy, diet to try to take her weight down and then got, some lipo or anything like that, they talk about her then still too, because she done did all this stuff to her body, because, you can't win for losing, and you can't lose if you win. So it doesn't matter. But we'll wait and see what comes of this. I'm sure this will ride for another week or two, and we'll just see what happens with that. This is one of those topics that I was like, the people gonna be mad if I talk about it, but I'm gonna be mad if I don't say something about it. So I might lose some people here. This gonna be where I think this might be where some of y'all are gonna make a decision about me. And, I feel like because of the amount of loss of people in my life, that should be like, the extreme people that I've had that are traumatic in my life. And other people, if they go, I'm gonna miss you and thank you for being a friend. But if you don't stay, I understand. Okay? I want to start all of that by saying that. So let's get into this just hilarious conversation that was started this past week. If you don't know, let me help you get mad at me now. Okay? Just Hilarious is a comedian. She started on social media. She was just doing, little skits on the internet, and that kind of parlayed her into many jobs now. She is a stand-up comedian. She's a radio personality because she's been doing some hosting I believe she's been doing some acting a little bit. I don't know. Just Hilarious is somebody that if you are following certain areas on social media, you would know who she is. Okay. Is she hilarious? I don't think so. I think that she's more of a person who, because she's willing to say mean things, sometimes people will think that that's comedic, right? A lot of there is a sect of comedians where if you're willing to say the mean thing that a lot of people think but they not saying, people will call that comedy. Okay. I like the fact that her growth has been acknowledged, but I don't know. I've never seen her stand up, so I don't know if she's funny there. Most of what she does, I don't think it's funny. I just think that it's bold. Maybe we'll say that. She says a lot of bold things. So coming out of that, there was a video that, from what I understand, resurfaced. So this is an old video that caught some attention recently of a transgendered person saying that cisgendered women don't own periods. And so let's just break this down. Well, let me wait. Before we break it down, I'm going to say that then Just Hilarious got on the internet and said that cisgender women do are the gatekeepers to periods, and that the only difference between transgender women and mental health patients is that transgender women are not wearing straitjackets. That was the statement. And then the internet went ablaze. It was a lot of, yes, we do gatekeep periods, and we're real women, y'all want to be real women, all of this type of conversation, okay? And I felt like I wanted to give my take on some things. So I have not said anything about any of these things for a good while, because sometimes you feel like your business is your business and it's not everybody else's business. And sometimes, but I just kind of feel like, because I would like to, be seen more in the public eye, I'm okay with taking a stance in a way and then letting it be what it is. I really feel like I don't have a radical stance, to just be honest with you. But here is my stance. Before we get to my stance, let me say, when people hear cisgendered, they get very offended, okay? And I just want to tell people that cis is just the opposite of trans. So trans women are women who are transitioning from the body that they were born in, which would be a male body, into a female body. That's what trans mean. And then cis would just mean that you stay in the body that you were born in. That if you were born and your birth certificate says female, you identify as that female that you were labeled as when you were born. That's literally all it means. It's not a negative thing. It is not made up by trans people. That's literally all it means. So when somebody refers to you as a cisgendered woman, they are saying that you are a woman who was born as a female with female reproductive parts, with all that, and all of that is okay with you, and you are fine being labeled as a woman, as a female. Whereas transgendered women are saying, I was born with some male parts, but I don't identify with them, and so now I'm transitioning from that male life that was labeled that was given to me, to this female life that I feel I need to live, because that is who I am. Whether you agree or not, that's the difference between the term cis and trans. That's all that means. Cis is not a negative term. It is not a slur. It is literally just a label. Okay? That's first. I also believe that when transgender people say that they want to be called transgendered women or transgendered men, and anybody who says that they would like to be whatever pronoun they are choosing, and they are saying that is what I want to be called, I believe that we should call them that. I also believe that if you are a person who is talking to people and you don't want those people to call you cisgendered, I feel like that is a request that should be honored as well. Okay? I 100% believe that whatever people want to be called, that is what they should be allowed to be called. But the term cis is not a negative term, okay? If you want to just be called a woman, then that's fine, if that's what you are saying. Here's where I start to get a little shifty from I feel like I'm in the middle, but people will be like, oh, you choosing a side. Okay, let's take it. There are people in everything. There is a spectrum. There is a spectrum on sight. There is a spectrum on hearing. There is a spectrum on taste. There's a spectrum on attraction. You don't like the same people your friend like. You don't like the clothes that they like. You may not, like you like two things, but you don't like everything. You wouldn't wear exactly everything that they would wear. You might wear some of the stuff, but you would alter it. There is a spectrum for every single thing. That's why there's so much choice out here in the world. And the only time that we seem to believe that there is not a spectrum is when it comes to gender or sexuality, that there can only be one or the other. And that would have to be a lie. That would just not make any sense. Well, I believe in the Lord, and that it doesn't make sense that the Lord would give us a spectrum of everything and allow us to, see the range of the ability from one end to the other end, and then be like, but y'all can have it on everything except for right here. That doesn't make sense to me, okay? And so I believe that there is a spectrum on sexuality, and I believe that there are people who are 100% just straight. Like, I don't care what you say. You ain't going to sway my mind to do anything. And then I believe that there is a spectrum that goes all the way down to I am just homosexual, and it don't matter what you say. I'm not attracted to anything but the opposite sex. I believe that there are people who literally are not attracted to anybody. They don't want to be matched up with nobody. They don't want to worry about having sex with nobody. They don't want to go on dates with people. They just not in the mood, and they can't never find the mood for people, okay? And I believe that because we don't allow for a spectrum to exist, a lot of people is getting their feelings hurt because they out here dating people that don't really like people. They don't really like women, and they can't say, or they don't really like men, and they can't say it because the spectrum the lack of a spectrum won't allow them to be like, I don't like people. Like, there are asexual people. I believe that 100%. I believe there is a spectrum of it all. Okay? So I do believe that there are transgendered women. I believe there are transgendered men. I believe that there are non-binary people in the world as well. And I believe that there is a slew of other things in the middle, because I just feel like the same way somebody can have perfect vision, and then there is a person who they need the dog to walk around with them. There are people in the middle who can't see to varying degrees And that is why there aren't just 4 different prescriptions and you just go grab one after they're going, John Eagle, because you need the specifics told to you. And that is just, not, and there are people, y'all know, y'all be at the office and there's a lady who y'all know can't see, but she just will not admit that she needs glasses because when she was 12 she could see, and so she don't need glasses. Like, there's a spectrum, and everybody does not know where they fit all the time because they don't admit to themselves that they are not where society say they should be, and they don't want to be looked at a certain way. In many things, people who can't hear, and you like, ma'am, your TV is up mad high, like, and then she just like, oh, is it? It don't seem high to me, but when you hit the thing, you're like, it's on 47, so it's like, it's loud. Yeah, I just believe that there is a spectrum for lots of things. I also want to say this. For everybody, there is not one definition of anything on what defines you as whatever you are, male, female, anywhere else in the middle. There's not one definition that you will take and be like, yes, that's me. Okay? And if you don't believe that there is a spectrum, even if you are saying that women are women and men are men and that's it, then why you call some women tomboys? Why you be saying that he got sugar in his tank? I'm talking about kids. When y'all talk about some of these kids, y'all will be like, oh, he got a little bit of sugar in his tank. What do that mean? He's on a spectrum? He a little bit sweet? That's what you're saying? So he's not all the way sweet, he's a little bit sweet, which would mean that some people are sour, which would mean that you believe that there is a spectrum, and we're just not admitting that. If you are saying that some girls are tomboys, that means that she a little bit boyish. Is that what you're saying? And a little bit of her is a little bit male-ish, and so there's a spectrum. That's what we're saying. There's a spectrum there, and I think that we just don't want to admit that. So we got to be honest about some of these things. And so my stance really just is, if somebody else calls themselves, y'all, this, okay, let's keep going. If somebody else calls themselves a woman, does that make you less woman? And how does that make you less woman to the man or men that you choose to deal with? Does that make you feel like if that person says they are a woman, then the person that you're dating or married to or, laid up with would want to be with that other person because they're saying they're a woman? And then wouldn't that then still mean that there's a spectrum of attraction? Because I'm confused, and I wish somebody would, I would like for somebody to explain that to me. Because I'm saying, like, we do this all the time. Like, when gay people, when it was, legal that gay marriage would be law, it was so many people being like, oh, but the sanctity of marriage. And I still have not seen anybody show me how their marriage has been less valid now that gay people can legally. Like, where does it diminish their marriage? Because I feel like it's more disrespectful to me if I was a married person to watch people game show play marriage or getting married on TV than two people who actually say they love each other and want to be married. Like, y'all would get on TV and watch a bunch of people play dating on TV and be like, oh, so this is so interesting. I can't believe Bob, and you'll have people go on who's married and then be like, I'm gonna date some of these other people to see if I really still want to be with you for entertainment for people, and y'all don't feel like that diminishes the sanctity of marriage. Y'all got people talking about, the Bachelor and the Bachelorette, where there's groups of people competing for one person, and so they could get a rose, and so they could do this, they could do that, and that does not diminish the sanctity of marriage, but two people who say they love each other does. That's crazy to me. To me, that's what's crazy. And I just don't feel like there is I feel like a lot of people have bought into the fear propaganda of it. Like, oh, if that person says they're a woman because they not cute. I know a lot of straight ugly people. Just to be honest, like let's be real. It's a lot of straight ugly people. So even if you don't like how that person presents, if you don't feel like they look pretty enough as a woman, that doesn't make you less of a woman. That does not make you less of a woman because another person say they a woman. It just don't make you less of a woman. And we don't see a lot of men saying that transgendered men make them less of a man. Like, I don't see that conversation a lot, and there has to be a reason for that. And that's mostly because we bought into men telling us that a transgender woman is our enemy. And I just don't believe that they are. Okay? And since we're here as well, let me just add, please stop telling people that they go and get assaulted in bathrooms. We just don't hear the stories of it. Seriously, we don't. And you all are not so concerned with transgendered men being in the bathroom as you are with transgender women being in the bathroom. Nobody ever says we don't want this to happen because transgendered women might get assaulted in the male bathroom. Because for some reason y'all feel like men in the men's bathroom, they fine, but a man in the women's bathroom ain't fine because those are predators. And that's insane to me because we've never had there's just not been a spike in numbers of assaults in bathrooms because people were dressed like women. Like, that just has not happened. You guys have to really honestly stop being like, but what if? It's not. And it's not okay to keep calling people predators because they wear certain clothes. That's nasty. That's a nasty thought. Because y'all be having strange men at y'all house all the time laid up with you with your kids in the house. And ain't nobody talking about that. That's more likely to happen. Okay? That's just fact antique. Also, since we here, and I'm just saying, since we are here, y'all have to stop making this be a lie every day that people who are not straight are predators. We just have to stop doing that. We just have to stop doing it. We really, really do. People are not prey and predator because of their sexual orientation. And y'all got to stop living on that because, number one, like I said, a lot of you all invite strange men to your house around your children more often than you want to admit. You've had your boyfriend watch your kids. He ain't the daddy. We see that a lot more. And I do not see so many women going on these tirades all the time and attacking girls, younger girls, for dating people and then being, having these kids around their kids. And we do see a lot of stories about boyfriends unaliving people's kids because they ain't got time for them to be yelling, screaming, crying, all of that stuff. We just had a story not too long ago of a mother who literally tried to hire a hitman for her son because her boyfriend don't like that she got kids. Okay? And there's not a lot of talk about that, but it's all these hypotheticals. They could be, this could be in the bathroom. Y'all go to the stadiums all the time and be in men's bathrooms, going to the bathroom, and you always feel safe. You always feel like you safe to go to the everything. I've been to stadiums and been like, the line's shorter over here in the men's bathroom. I'm going to go get in it. I know that there are clubs that have unisex bathrooms, and y'all be going into them bathrooms, and y'all be like, I'm just going to go head on in here. But you think that at the Target is where the assault is happening. Come on now. Y'all not out here picketing and telling the clubs to make sure that there's no unisex bathrooms. Your kids is going to college campuses where there's unisex bathrooms. And, sometimes they, staying in co-ed dorms and whatnot. And y'all okay with that? Y'all okay with that? When we know how much assaults go on a college campus. Let's stop doing this lie. Okay? Let's stop making these stereotypes that you have no proof of. And don't pull out one story, two stories that is 7 years apart or 30 years apart. Like, please, let's stop doing that. Let's stop, y'all. You are still a woman. You will still be a woman. You will still, get your period when you do and don't get your period when you don't. And periods and childbirth are not the definition, cannot be the definition of womanhood when we know that there are many women who do not get periods. I know, and tell me that, and I know you might want to tell me that that's not true. It's a lot of people who are overweight who cannot have a period. There are a lot of people who have medical conditions that do not allow them to have a period. And there's a lot of people who just be like, hell, I don't want one. And they take actual birth control pills to make sure they don't even get one. Are these people less women? No. There are people, again, there is a spectrum of people who just like, they like me, who, if you look at me, I'm going to get pregnant. If you lay in my bed and we got on clothes, I'm probably going to get pregnant. If you put your body part inside my body part, oh, I'm definitely going to get pregnant. Like, I get pregnant easy, okay? But there are other people who have to go to doctors, pay lots of money, go through hormone changes, all these things, so that they could get pregnant. Is that person less of a woman because she can't just lay down and have an insertion and have, what we would call regular sex and get pregnant? Is that less of a woman? I know for a fact that my sister-in-law has been pregnant more than once, but cannot carry a baby full term. Her body just won't let her do it. Does that make her less of a woman? And does it make me like a superwoman because I could just get pregnant like at the drop of a dime? Does it make me superwoman? I'm not your superwoman. I'm not the kind of girl that you see. Don't call me superwoman. I'm not. I'm only human, y'all. And that is my rant for today. I'm ready to call it quits because I'm saddened that we really having this fight because it's unnecessary. You ain't gonna be less than nothing. What makes you less of a woman? Give me a list of that. Could somebody go ahead and send me the email, JusSayinPodcast@gmail.com, and go ahead and tell me what makes you less of a woman. What outside things make you less than a woman? And then tell me also what actually makes you a woman. What is it? Other than the label on your birth certificate. What makes you a woman that would make you less of a woman if somebody else say they do it? They got it. They want it. And like, help me, because I don't understand. And I'm tired now. And I don't want to get into this whole, it's confusing the kids. The kids are confused by every new concept unless it is learned. Your children understand things when they are explained. I made a video about this, but I'm going to help y'all because y'all probably didn't see it. If there is a new concept given to your children, whether it is a new subject at school or it is a new concept in life, they will be confused until it is explained. Let me give you examples because I did that too. One example was that I watched a video where there was a man talking to a young child. We're going to say it was a father and a son. That's what I'm assuming. I'm hoping so because of the conversation. Where a father was telling the son that he came from his balls. And this boy was so confused. It's on the video. He's confused. Like, well, what do you mean? I was baking in my mom's belly, and the dad's like, no, you came from my balls first, and then I put you in your mama. And he was just like, what? That's a new concept. That's confusing. That child did not understand. But guess what? Daddy kept on explaining, and he was trying to give him age-appropriate conversation, and then when he gets a little older, I'm sure he'll give him more age-appropriate conversation and explanation about it. That's what happens. You gradually elevate the learning. And that's why when you go to elementary school, first you just learn numbers. You don't run them in there and be like, okay, we on the geometry today. That's not what you do. Okay? You give them the basics and then you elevate it. Okay? And that's the same thing. I saw another video about a son who was talking to his mom, who was thoroughly confused because he thought only children had parents. So he couldn't understand how his granddad was his mom's dad. That was confusing to him. It was a new concept. Now you might be like, well, he should know. No, he don't. We don't know anything until they are explained. So your children are not confused. You are. And you are confused because you thought life was one way. And now the world is telling you that life is a different way. And you just don't want to accept it because you've already learned something. But it's like new math. When they came out with new math, that did not make the old math go and just stick. It meant that these new kids, they gonna learn the new math whether you like it or not. And you probably should learn it so you can help them. Or you just saying, my kids is too confused because I'm confused. So we just going to be confused over here. And I'd rather have a child failing at math than learn the new math. When they start telling us, oh, this is a planet, that's not a planet. And we was like, no, we learned that was a planet. You just sit there like, oh, it's going to be the new planet. Kids is confused because when I was younger, they said that it was only this. It don't make sense to just be like, well, because there's new concepts being thrown at me, because I already knew the old concept, I don't want to learn a new one, so my kids are going to be confused. And stop being like, oh, sexuality, we need to stop throwing sex at the kids. We throw sex at the kids every day. If your kids watch any Disney movies, they are watching sex. The Little Mermaid literally is about a teenage girl who is willing to leave her family, her friends, her whole life to go be with a man that she never had a conversation with. They've never sat and talked. She don't know if she even really like him. She just like what he looked like. And she is willing to risk the chance of ever speaking again just to go be at his house with him. There is a literal song sung with animals coercing this man to kiss a girl. Like, come on, y'all. You can't see sex all the time. All the Disney movies, they all include kissing. It's all about kissing, linking up, hurrying up and getting married. That is the whole point of so many movies, that y'all be out here just acting like you don't. It's not sex, it's straight sex, but it is still sexual in content. It is dating, kissing, babies. That all comes up in these movies, and we acting like they don't, but they do. Your children are always confused until it is explained. And the reason why they're not so confused about heterosexual relationships and things is because it is constantly explained, because they keep seeing it over and over on TV. Now, what your kids probably are confused with, and I don't want to talk about it, but your kids probably confused by the fact that they don't never see you they never see you being loved. They hear you arguing a lot. They see you having faults with your partner, but they don't see you being loved a lot. So that's why they don't have healthy relationships themselves. but it is because they are inundated with a lot of heterosexual content is why they're not so confused by it. And so it's not that people are trying to push an agenda. They are trying to let other sexualities have the same exposure as you and or your heterosexual children. Because it's out there everywhere. It's heterosexual, it's always there. Keep seeing it. Keep seeing it. It's not hidden. And then they just keep on throwing homosexual stuff at you. It is heterosexual all day, every day, everywhere. And y'all not looking at it like that, but it is there all the time. It is ever present. And so other people are saying we would like to be present too. And anytime that any majority group is asked to move over, not leave, but move over so that there is space for someone else as well, people will be mad. And heterosexual people are mad because they are being asked to just share space. And they don't want to. But it's time. So stop fighting and start learning. Because your fight can't be out of love. And I know some of you feel like, I don't hate, but I'm just saying, it's not loving. And if you're not coming from a place of love, where are you coming from? Well, that's it, y'all. I don't have nothing else left for this week. But if you're, wondering what else I'm doing, go ahead on and check me out on social media. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, sometimes Twitter. And if you get real lucky, I might be over there on Facebook. While we waiting for the next episode, go ahead on and share this podcast with your friends and co-workers and family. Somebody need to hear what's going on. And, people deserve a little laugh and a lesson because sometimes they don't even know what's going on until I tell y'all. But I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you for joining. Make sure that we, drinking our water and trying to stay healthy. Y'all, I'm about to get on this internet so I can mind more business of people who putting it out there so that I can talk to y'all the next time. But I plan on having a wonderful week. I hope you do the same. It's me, Danny, and you've been listening to the JusSayin podcast.